Thank you very much for a lovely question because this world is debating on this particular term, entrepreneurship. Practically, when we go with the definition part, when we talk about entrepreneurship, academically, entrepreneurship might sound little bit easy, but practically, entrepreneurship is not all that easy. According to me, entrepreneurship is nothing else but when you take a position to start a journey for a particular task, to accomplish a particular task. That particular situation is known as enterprising situation. When you as an individual or I as an individual become enterprising for a particular task, according to my mind, that becomes the entrepreneurship. So initiation or initiative of any task, according to my mind, is the entrepreneurship. Now, second point comes, I can add over here, when I convert that particular task to a business term, business venture, then it becomes a commercial part, what the entire world is talking about. Thank you.
Why are bodies like EDC in every colleges across India necessary?
This is another debatable point. Why should you have entrepreneurship development cell in each and every colleges of this country? If you compare the economic scenario of developed countries, developing countries and underdeveloped countries, you will find that developed countries are developed because they have maximum number of entrepreneurs. Now the debatable point is, shall we go ahead with the production of entrepreneurs or creation of entrepreneurs? But the simple answer is, we should create one environment where we can create entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial ecosystem. To create that particular ecosystem, we in the every colleges, every campuses across the country should have entrepreneurship development cell. The reason should be, it should sensitize the entire student community, entire faculty community, entire management committee with the term entrepreneurship. So every institute should have an entrepreneurship development cell so that they can take the simple idea to the business stage and create one ecosystem.
If you were one of the members of our team NEC, what would have been your aim?
My first aim would have been to understand the tasks given to the NEC. According to my mind, certain task has been given to the students to perform. So those tasks, as I have gone through, those tasks can sensitize the entire campus. So if I am in NEC, I first understand what are the tasks given and why those tasks has been given to the NEC. So understanding the task would have been my first initiative, and going ahead the task would have been the ultimate initiative.
Have you ever regretted that events like NEC were not conducted during your college life?
Yes, I do agree with the point that I regret that when I was a student, I never had the opportunity to understand the subject entrepreneurship. So naturally, I do regret. That time it was simply like that. People used to think about one particular term that is known as business, business, business. But according to my mind, every business is not entrepreneurship. So I do regret, in my student days, there was no initiative with this particular term, that is entrepreneurship.
What are the obstacles that young entrepreneurs face? What, according to you, what are the reasons young India are not so much interested in entrepreneurship?
This is a very practical point according to my mind. Every entrepreneurs face very common problems, few common problems. First common problem they face, lack of confidence, lack of initiatives, and both the things are there because we could not create the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Practically, if you ask me, the best age to become entrepreneur is the student life. The reason is, there is no question of failure, because if I am a student and if I become enterprising student and if I become entrepreneur, because of some reason or other, if there is some failure, there is a percentage of failure, I have the opportunity to come back to the job market. But if you ask me at this stage, if I take the initiative to become independent entrepreneur and if I test a failure, then my entire family will suffer. So naturally, the first obstacle they face, these students, they lack the confidence and they lack the initiative. But according to my mind, they should take that first, that initiative. And second thing they face, I find lack of awareness and lack of support and lack of say support from the ecosystem, and finally ultimately they do not fix their ambition to become entrepreneur. That is another obstacle they face.
NDA government has taken several steps to initiate entrepreneurship. Example, the government has introduced a special bill to support entrepreneurs. Do you think it is enough?
I must say this is a very appreciable step, when because there is a say Rome was not built in a day. Okay. So if I want to achieve something in my life, I have to take one initiative. At least government has taken an initiative, couple of good initiative. And now it is our responsibility, being faculty, being student, being the part of ecosystem, how we take the maximum advantage of that particular support from the government. But being an academician, it is my free and frank opinion that government has taken excellent initiative. Let us do it now type of initiative. Either we do it now or never. So I support this idea. Government has taken an excellent initiative. Now the second part government has to take, that I would like to give this message to the student and to the rest of the world, that is, only announcing one program will not be enough. We have to implement that particular thing. So government must take the initiative about the implementation part. That is known as, let us plan our work and work our plan. That particular system has to be built up. But it is an excellent initiative government has taken.
In the end, only one message from your side for this emerging young entrepreneurs.
My clear-cut slogan, mantra to our entrepreneurs of your country, you should take the oath that, yes, we are enterprising. That's all. Moment you take the oath that, yes, we are enterprising, every morning when you wake up and say, yes, we are enterprising, yes, we are enterprising, yes, we are enterprising, you will find that at the end of the day, every day you are doing something great. I can give you some elaboration, some demonstration also. So my message is, just hammer to your mind, yes, you are enterprising. That is the message I want to give it to the world, and take some step. Thank you very much.
An entrepreneurship is basically a very wide definition. According to me, that an entrepreneur would be somebody who identifies a problem, then finds a solution, which is in form of a product or a service, arranges the finance, makes a structure of implementing the idea, and then implements and starts his own business. There is a misconception that starting any business is entrepreneurship. Basically, entrepreneurship is a process which is carried out with a deep passion that anybody has.
My second question is, why are bodies like EDC in every college across India and Pakistan?
If you see way back 30-40 years, mostly in engineering and polytechnic colleges, we used to see that people have a very different mindset. And we have seen that maximum number of industries have come up during that era. What in last 10, 15, 20 years, what has happened, that a trend of jobs have come in. And what has happened is that people have deviated from the original idea of studies, specifically in engineering or technology sector. The idea of any course, again I'll say specifically in engineering, is to study for 4 years, develop a concept or product, and then you start something, maybe a manufacturing or a services related to that. So any college should have an EDC, because a student should have something which is apart from job placement to look at. The job placement scenario in India is very, very wide. What happens is, the people who are indulged in EDC activities not only have a chance to go into the entrepreneurial journey, but they also develop a skill set which is accepted by the industry, and they basically develop the intrapreneur skills as well. So if they are not successful on their entrepreneurial journey, their job prospect also increases. So I think that EDC bodies should be there in each and every college across India.
If you are one of the member of this team, what do you want?
You mean by NAC? If I am a member of NAC team, I would reach out to the maximum number of youngsters as much as possible, starting right from 12th grade up till the graduation level. And even I will approach a post-graduation people. And I would encourage them to think out of the box. Now, it is very, very essential to define what is a box. So, first of all, I'll make them understand what is a box, and then I'll tell them that you think out of the box. Not just thinking about entrepreneurship is, we are not saying that you don't think about a job. Some lot of entrepreneurial people, lot of entrepreneurs have come out after they have done they are successful in a job career. So, entrepreneurs can be at any stage in life. It is just like we have to decide that okay, we have to be an entrepreneur. So that is with passion, dedication, and hard work. These three time, and most of all time management. If we are able to manage time, then I think the rest of the three things will be able to do it better. So I will advise each and every single person who comes in contact with me that this is the thing that you have to follow. The four major points that I mentioned.
Have you ever debated that events like NEC or non-partnership in your colleges?
Well, frankly speaking, when I'm a very recent pass out, right? Not 4 years back. So I have been associated with different IITs, that is IIT Roorkee, IIT Bombay, and IIT Kharagpur. And I have been a participant in Technopreneur Promotion Program, which is conducted by IIT Roorkee. So I was fortunate to be at the initial part of these kind of activities. But yes, if I was somebody who was passed out 10 to 15 years back, I would definitely would have regretted it. And I still would say I am regretting it a little bit because I did not have all the facilities, or I did not have those kind of opportunities that are available today, which are given by the college management or which are given by external bodies who are conducting such kind of competitions. Definitely more of such competitions at local levels also should be organized.
What are the obstacles that young entrepreneurs face? According to you, what are the reasons young Indians are not so much into entrepreneurship?
So I'll disagree that most of the young Indians are not into entrepreneurship. The mindset is changing. The major drawback was the mindset. Everybody had a mindset. If they are going for a course, they are not the ones who are deciding what course they want to do, and the more important was why they are doing that course. If we pass 10th, a student who is passing 10th standard right now is not given proper guidance of what are the career opportunities that are available after 12th standard or even after 10th standard. So, first of all, the school education should have subjects like entrepreneurship. The basics of entrepreneurship, telling them what are the career opportunities. A subject like career opportunity should be inculcated into the curriculum. Once that system is cleared, then what will happen is the mindset of the parents will also change. Whatever subjects we are studying, so science is one of the subjects, maths is one of the subjects, and arts is one of the subjects. We have three major subjects which we have 11th and 12th. So the parents, when they are sending a child to the school, they also have a major mindset that these are the three main streams where a student can go. But there are so many things when you go into the depth. There are so many things apart from these three which can also be done. So if we inculcate these kind of subjects like career opportunities or what is entrepreneurship, the basics of these subjects, if they are inculcated into the syllabus or integrated into the syllabus, then I think the things will change. Another thing that the government should work upon is the awareness programs that are being sponsored by the government. I think the major motive is always lost. It is just like we are doing programs because the programs have to be done. A more thorough examination of the proposals along with the reports of implementation should be taken care of. And when we analyze the youth, they are misguided. So one step would be like they will be once they are passing through the school, they will, if they are going through the career opportunities and entrepreneurial subjects, they will be more clear about those things. And moreover, when they enter the college, as you asked, the EDC bodies are important. So developing or establishing more EDC bodies will again give them a new thing. So or whatever obstacles are there, those will be overcome. And I always say, don't talk about the obstacle, talk about the solution. So that is why I gave my answer in the form of a solution rather than describing the obstacles that are there.
Indian government has taken several steps to initiate entrepreneurship
I said just in the previous answer, it is not enough. Whatever we do is not enough. But uh, one step is better than no step. These kind of what do we say, aids or these kind of policies were also there in previous governments, but they were at very micro level. For example, Gujcost used to give some grants for these kind of activities. There were some other bodies, AICT used to give grant for those kind of activities, but those were very limited to the people who actually knew about those grants. What NDA government has done is that they have come out right and they have spoken about it, and they have made a separate department for it. What it has done is major academic institutes or even industrialists or even parents, they have realized that at the center level there is something which is being done for this kind of thing. So it has been publicized and the message has been sent in a very proper way by this government. That is one thing that they have done. So I think yes, the step that they have taken, it is a very positive step, and they need to work on it, they need to build on it. If they keep on building on it, I think the local bodies, the academic institutions will all take positive steps, and that is how I think entrepreneurs will come up here in India.
And last question, what is your message for emerging young enthusiastic entrepreneurs?
When you decide upon an aim, don't decide upon the path that you are going to walk on. You should always keep your path flexible. Whenever you are walking, there you might be experiencing hurdles. So at that, when you experience a hurdle, it is for you to decide whether to overcome it or bypass it. So it is very important that you decide your aim and construct your own path towards it. If you do that, then you will be able to really be successful. One of the examples I recently heard in the when we were in a program in the auditorium, one of the panel members spoke about it. An executive will always think that I would like to go from a destination A to B, for example, from Vadodara to Mumbai directly via flight. What I would suggest is, if you are going on an entrepreneurial journey, take a local train and go to every station to reach Mumbai. What it will do is, it will make you pass through all the things that you can encounter in the future as well. Most of the things that you go, the hardships that you, make sure that when you are young, you are through all the hardships. If you are through with all the hardships when you are young, then when you are old and when you are not able to face, or you won't have the strength or the physical strength or the mental strength to face those hardships, you won't have to encounter them because you already have the solutions for that. So this is what I will say to them. Thank you.
According to me, an entrepreneur is any person who does his business on his own, is not reliant on any third party for doing his business. He is responsible for arranging his own funding, he is responsible for his own work, he is responsible for his own employees, and he is responsible for his own ideas. So entrepreneurship is basically owing yourself, whether it comes to your ideas, whether it comes to your business, whether it comes to your earning. So I will say entrepreneur is a person who owes everything about himself. So this is what I think entrepreneurship is.
Why are bodies like EDC, that is Entrepreneur Development Cell, in every college across India necessary?
So entrepreneurship development cell, as many of us very frankly know, that in very limited colleges across India there are dedicated cells like entrepreneurship development cell, which take care of the entrepreneurial abilities of the students who are studying on campus. The awareness currently in India as well as in Gujarat is on very low as far as my perception is concerned. But it has become now one of the essential requirements in each and every campus, because it is a lot of talked about, as our new Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also emphasized a lot on entrepreneurship. So now it has become one of the mandatory cells for each and every college, and no longer we can depend only on placement cells of the college, because placements, they are not going to give employment to all the students. We need people who can generate employment rather than employment seekers. So yes, entrepreneurship development cell is the need of the hour, because the number of graduates coming out of the university is big in India, and we don't have sufficient number of industries to support all these graduates and to give earning to these graduates. So entrepreneurship is a mandatory requirement.
If you were one of the members of the International Polytechnic Hospital Challenge, what would be your
One of the
one of the member of the team?
Okay.
So what would be your team?
Okay. So if I was supposed to compete for such kind of competition, I would first like to survey what has been done in this kind of competition previously, who were the winners and why they won the competition, and what were their ideas. And my primary focus will be on the idea which I project. It should be innovative, and it should be feasible, and it should be tangible, because unrealistic and intangible ideas cannot win in such kind of competition. So innovativeness I'll first upon focus on, and it will be very important for me to have team members who align with my thinking, right, and who understand what are my aims and how I want to approach my idea. So if I was one of the member of such kind of competition, my focus will be on my idea, and how best it can be innovative and how best it can be tangible and implementable, so that I can win at national platform.
Have you ever debated with events like National Entrepreneur Challenge and not conducted in your college?
Yes, I definitely regret if it would have been there when I studied my graduation or post-graduation, it would have improved my entrepreneurial skills also. But frankly speaking, when I used to study in my graduation and post-graduation, we were not aware of the term entrepreneurship, despite of the fact that this is very much applicable to each and every field, including medicine. So if we were given this kind of exposure, definitely it would have greatly benefited us, and it would have helped us in nurturing our entrepreneurship skills.
What are the obstacles that young entrepreneurs face? What according to you, what are the reasons young India are not so much interested in this?
First of all, I like to say that the question is wrongly put, that Indians are not entrepreneurs, or they are not more interested towards entrepreneurs. Otherwise, we could not have people like Mukesh Ambani, Anil Ambani, Ratan Tata, who are great entrepreneurs, who have established the big conglomerates, and who are responsible for generating employment for lakhs of people. So that is a wrong statement that Indians are not interested in entrepreneurship. But the main obstacle in India is, as I told previously also, that at institutional level we do not have sufficient mechanism to support people who are really interested in entrepreneurship. And secondly, when there are people who really have innovative ideas, they do not get necessary infrastructure and necessary funding to support to their entrepreneurship journey. And last but not the least, the courage which is required to take the risks of taking up entrepreneurship. So these are the big limitations which Indian youth faces.
Indian government has taken several steps to initiate this entrepreneurship. For example, the government has introduced a special way to support these entrepreneurs. Do you think it is enough?
Nothing can be enough for anything, whether it is entrepreneurship, placement, education. There is always something extra required to take any activity to a next level. So definitely it is not going to be enough, but it is very encouraging that central government and state governments are taking this kind of initiatives to support entrepreneurship activities. But more in emphasis is required, more funding is required, more involvement of the corporates is required, because nowadays we don't see many of the corporates encouraging the young students or young people to take up entrepreneurship initiative. So it's good that central government has come up with a bill, but more is required in this area still.
In the end, sir, the message for young entrepreneurs.
Yes, definitely. The most important thing is to have the confidence and the courage to take up your idea, and positive attitude, because all these things appear to be very simple, but they play a huge role whenever it comes to a success of any entrepreneurial journey. So readiness to take up a risk, and ability to face that challenge, and to defend your risk-taking abilities, that is one of the most important thing. So I hope that if these features are there in young students, they can definitely take up their entrepreneurial journey to next levels.